We will call to order the Board of Elections meeting for the City of Chicago, and this is a regular and organizational board meeting today. Good morning. My name is Maricel Hernandez, and with me today is Commissioner June Brown.
Present.
And Commissioner Kotelman.
Present.
Next item is the consideration of the agenda. Are there any proposed changes? If not, then we'll proceed with the organization of the board and the election of the chair. Is there a motion?
So moved.
For the chair, what is the motion?
I make a motion to appoint Commissioner Maricel Hernandez as the board's chair.
Okay. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
And
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
motion passes. Next item is the election of the secretary, and I make a motion to nominate June Brown as the secretary. Is there a second?
Commissioner Kotelman seconds.
Properly moved and seconded. It's been properly moved and seconded. All in favor, please state aye. Commissioner Hernandez votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Okay, motion passes, and we have our secretary, whether,
Accepted.
well, okay. Next item is the adoption of the bylaws. We've circulated them. If there's no objection to them, is there a motion to approve and adopt the bylaws?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Is there a second?
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Okay, properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Now we go to the minutes of the regular board meeting of November 12, 2025. Is there a motion to approve these minutes? Well,
Because I wrote them,
it's okay.
okay. Commissioner Brown moves that they be, the minutes for November 12th be moved into, admitted.
Okay. I will move, I will second that. Commissioner Kotelman?
I vote aye.
Okay. And so, I will also vote aye. And
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
motion passes. Now we have the Executive Director's report. Mrs. Spera, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioner Brown, and Commissioner Kotelman. I have introduced myself to each alderperson and look forward to collaborating with them. I also have several upcoming meetings with various wards for formal introductions. We recently met with Alderman Byron Cicho Lopez of the 25th Ward to address concerns related to polling place locations. I would like to extend my appreciation to the Registration Department staff and to Delilah Smith for their excellent work in completing the record exams ahead of schedule. The mock election begins today and will continue through next week, concluding before the first day voters may apply for a vote-by-mail ballot. The first day to apply for a vote-by-mail ballot is Thursday, December 18th. Liberty Votes Voting Systems recertification will be presented to the Illinois State Board of Elections today for consideration and final approval. The State Board of Election will hold its monthly meeting on December 11th at 10 a.m., where Yakava voters will be discussed. Staff will be in attendance. The Chicago Board of Elections will be attending Democracy Under Siege, Safeguarding Our Elections and Preserving Voting Rights on Tuesday, December 16th. The chair, the commissioner, staff, and I will be participating on this event. Lastly, I would like to introduce Jorge Gutierrez, our new warehouse manager. Mr. Gutierrez has extensive experience in warehouse management, safety compliance, and leading a diverse team to exceeding organizational goals. We are very pleased to welcome him to the Chicago Board of Elections team.
Okay.
And Jorge, would you like to come up?
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jorge Gutierrez. I'm very excited for this opportunity. I'm grateful to be able to contribute to the voting overall process, something I'm very passionate about. It is definitely a privilege to be here. I look forward to working with the team and getting to know everybody. So thank you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
And of course, don't hesitate to reach out to anybody for questions, or because despite your experience, you're in a new setting here, so we're always open to help, okay?
I definitely will. I'll utilize my resources wisely, so I won't be shy to ask.
Nah,
Thank
we're
you.
not shy, so
Yeah.
don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay. Mrs. Spera, anything else?
Nope, nothing else.
Okay. So now we will go to Max Bever, our Public Information Director.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
A few updates in addition to the Executive Director's report. I know we've got a very full meeting, but some communications updates. In front of you, we have our new at-a-glance flyer with our timeline through Election Day for the upcoming primary election. This has been shared on our social media with our community partners and will be at our tabling events. We have a few more voter guides that we are working on, as well as voter resources, information how they can research candidates that will be rolling out over in the coming weeks. But I think this shows that we're really not so far away from March 17th anymore. The IT team and communications, we had our first meeting with our vendor to develop the Chicago Board of Elections mobile app. We are currently setting that timeline that will take us to a spring launch in 2026. We're very excited to get working on this project, as well as continuing to update our website. We are preparing for mass emails and a press release for the opening of vote-by-mail applications on December 17th. Additionally, emails are going to be sent to all voters on the permanent roster, asking them to confirm their information and ballot preferences, especially their primary ballot preferences, ahead of schedule. Just last week, we taped our next episode, the second episode of the City That Votes TV show with our General Counsel, Adam Lasker, talking about the Chicago Electoral Board, as well as historical cases and questions that voters generally have about this process. That will be premiering this week. We'll make sure to share that around. And I look forward to sitting down with our new commissioner for a podcast episode in the future, as well as eventually our TV show. So a big welcome to you. We made that announcement last week. A lot of great attention, I think, was paid, especially the historic nature of the Chicago Board at this moment, with an entirely woman team that is leading the board for the first time in its over 130-year history. So thankfully some good media attention around that fact from the previous week, too. So welcome, and look forward to having you on both our podcast and our TV show in the future, Commissioner. That is it for communications.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. If we have no questions, I will go now into old business. Infrastructure projects and changes in election administration, including electronic poll books and voting equipment. Anything, Ms. Aspera?
No, other than doing these recertification, hopefully to be approved by the city board.
Legislation, Mr. Lasker? Don't think there's...
They're not in session, Madam Chair,
Right.
until January 20th.
Right, okay, thank you. New business. We will now proceed with new business. We have a number of items. First one is a 5-year extension option for the board's property use agreement with the County of Cook for the office space at 69 West Washington here on the 8th floor and the 6th floor. And we have Mrs. Sparrow?
Thank you. So yes, we are asking for a approval for a 5-year extension option for the board's office here at 69 West Washington. For the 6th and 8th floors. Although our lease expires next year, we wanted to,
Sure.
like to extend our options for renewal for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and
The current contracts, the option clause actually requires this option to be exerted right now, which is why we're doing it a year ahead of time. That's called for in the contract.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, were there any open issues with the 69 West Washington at the last We've completed everything. Everything is confirmed as we wanted. Full option. For some reason, I was looking for my notes, but I thought that there was something that had come up on 69.
We
We
haven't-
confirmed everything, and everything is...
This agreement
applicable.
is just for
Solid.
Suite 600, 800. It's the same, it's just an extension of the existing lease. We have been talking about the possibility in the future of being able to take over the rest of the 8th floor. That's something I think we recently discussed, but that's not ready yet. They still have tenants in there. So this contract might be amended in the future to add that space.
Okay, so no unofficial issues holding open.
No.
Okay.
Not for the 16th floor, no.
If there are no further questions, is there a motion to authorize and ratify the 5-year extension option in the board's lease agreement with Cook County for Suites 600 and 800 at 69 West Washington Street pursuant to Section 2.3 of the lease, with rent payments totaling $5,879,290.80 over the extended term of the agreement, which shall begin on December 1st, 2026, and shall expire on November 30th, 2031.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kodelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is a contract extension with Aero Messenger Services, and we have Carolina Roman. Hi, Carolina.
Good morning, Commissioners. Okay. Purchasing is requesting your consideration and approval for a new contract with Aero Messenger Services, Inc. for messenger and driver services. The services include, but are not limited to, pickup, delivery, and driver services for the board's early voting sites, nursing home voting sites, university voting and election day voting sites, and as requested by the board's pre-election voting and logistics and warehouse departments. This agreement shall span the upcoming election period for the 26 and 27 elections. The term of this contract shall commence on January 1st, 2026, and expire on April 30th, 2027.
Does it expire on April 30th or December 31st, 2027?
Oh, sorry, that should be December 31st.
Okay.
Apologies.
Thanks.
Thank you. This agreement shall be deemed a subcontract under and subject to all terms and conditions set forth in Aero's previously awarded contract with the City of Chicago and its Department of Procurement Services. Purchasing recommends that a contract be awarded to Aero Messenger Services for the 2026 and 2027 elections in the amount not to exceed $3 million.
Okay. Are there any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve a contract for messenger and driver services with Aero Messenger Service, Inc. as a subcontract under the City of Chicago contract number 26588 with a value not to exceed $3 million over the term of the contract, which shall begin on January 1st, 2026 and continue through December 31st, 2027?
So this is, it's one quick question. This
Sure.
is not a contract extension, as it says. It's a new
It's a,
contract.
yes, it's a new contract.
Okay.
Because our previous contract expired earlier this year and we didn't renew.
Okay.
But Aero Messenger agreed to honor the current terms under the city's
The
contract.
prior contract.
All right, so moved, Commissioner Brown.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Okay, second. Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have bid awards and contracts for certain vendors in relations to the groups of services set forth in the board's IFB for various printing needs, which is Cardinal Color Print, Grace Enterprises, J.J. Collins, Liberty Lithographers, and Shield Graphics. And we have Carolina Roman again.
Purchasing is requesting your consideration for approval for invitation for bid, printing of forms, envelopes, signs, handbook stickers, hybrid form, envelope 276P for the 2026 and 2027 elections. Purchasing reviewed, evaluated, and recommends award of contracts for the printing of form signs, envelopes, handbook stickers, hybrid form, and envelope 276P. Purchasing issued a competitive bid solicitation seeking the lowest responsive and responsible bidders who have the capability to perform the services being requested. The printing was divided by printing categories to create competitive opportunities for multiple bidders. By dividing and awarding by categories allows for small businesses to bid. Bidders were given the option to bid all or for one group. The following bidders were found to be the lowest and responsible for each group and category. For dated forms, Cardinal Color Group. For generic forms, J.J. Collins and Sons. Envelopes went to Liberty Creative Solutions. Dated signs went to Grace Printing. Generic signs went to Grace Printing. Banners went to the Shealy Group. Judge's Handbook went to the Shealy Group. I voted stickers went to Liberty Creative Solutions. And the hybrid form envelope 276P went to J.J. Collins and Sons. The contract term for each award is 12 months, effective upon a board approval. The total amount of this expenditure is $688,813.05.
Okay. Are there any questions? No. Okay. No? Okay. I'm going to take these each separately. Is there a motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Cardinal Color Printing Corporation for IFB Printing Group A dated forms in an amount not to exceed $165,545 for the one-year durational term beginning November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Kotelman.
Seconded, we're ratifying it back then. It's already been signed. Got it.
Okay. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Okay. Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next one is motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to J.J. Collins Sons, Inc. for IFB Printing Group B generic forms in an amount not to exceed $70,395.05 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Printing Group C, is there a motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Liberty Lithographers, Inc. for IFB Printing Group C envelopes in an amount not to exceed $73,931 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025?
So moved.
So moved by Commissioner Kotelman,
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
second by Commissioner Brown. Properly, okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next item is Printing Group D. We have is there a motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Grace Enterprises, Inc. for IFB Printing Group D dated signs in an amount not to exceed $13,761 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is Printing Group E. Is there a motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Grace Enterprises, Inc. for IFB Printing Group E generic signs in an amount not to exceed $2,951 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025?
So moved by Commissioner Kotelman.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next, Printing Group F, motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Shield Graphics, Inc. for IFB Printing Group F banners in an amount not to exceed $7,940 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Brown, so moves.
Is there a second?
Seconded by Commissioner Kogelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Is there a motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Shield Graphics, Inc. for IFB Printing Group F, Judge's Handbook, in an amount not to exceed $261,490 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025?
So moved by Commissioner Kogelman.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have Printing Group H, motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to Liberty Lithographers, Inc. for IFB Printing Group H I voted stickers in an amount not to exceed $76,000 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kogelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is a motion to approve an IFB bid award and contract to J.J. Collins Sons, Inc. for IFB Printing Group I Hybrid Form/Envelope 276P in an amount not to exceed $16,800 for the one-year durational term beginning on November 25th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved by Commissioner Kogelman.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have a contract renewal with Kronos Sasher, Inc., a UKG company for employee and temp employee timekeeping and scheduling services. And we have Carolina Roman and HR Manager Calandra Rogers.
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval for a 15-month contract renewal with UKG. The effective contract term will begin on January 1st, 2026 through March 31st, 2027. UKG currently provides the board's time entry and leave management system and coincides with the board's employee payroll. The HR manager, Calandra Rogers, has requested to renew our contract with UKG, which includes 150 permanent licenses and 500 additional licenses for anticipated temporary staffing. We expect to hire over the course of the next 3 elections, which will also incorporate early voting for timekeeping purposes. UKG has agreed to an early renewal as our current contract expires on February 28, 2026 at no additional cost. The Procurement Office is requesting approval to renew our contract with UKG in an amount not to exceed $106,433.76 for a term of 15 months.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? Calandra, do you have any further comments?
No, thank you. I think it's in partnership with Lynn and Kevin, I think this is the best next steps for us to increase and maintain our HR compliance.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve a contract with Kronos Sasher, Inc., a UKG company for employee time entry and leave management services at a cost not to exceed $106,433.76 over the term of the agreement, which shall begin on January 1st, 2026 and continue through and include March 31st, 2027?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kogelman.
Okay, properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Motion passes. The next item is approval of an agreement with Comcast Cable Communications Management LLC for Ethernet services at the board's early voting super site, and we have Carolina.
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval to enter into a 5-year agreement with Comcast Business to establish internet services at our super site located at 137 South State Street. In order to fulfill the sales order, construction will be required for installation purposes. The estimated duration for this for the construction process is approximately 15 to 60 days. This agreement will ensure long-term service continuity and support for our operational needs. Entering into a 5-year term will also allow us to secure favorable pricing and service terms. Purchasing is requesting approval to enter into a 5-year term with Comcast Business to install and provide internet services at the board supersite location in the dollar amount not to exceed $39,496.
Any questions?
Yes, Mr. Lynn, for the contract, is this full and complete?
I'm sorry?
Is this full and complete for all the services we may need going forward with
Correct.
Comcast?
Yeah,
So
correct.
this is a
For early
full
voting, correct.
evaluation
Yes.
before we vote on it? Okay. I don't think I have anything else. I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure.
Okay, if there are no other questions, is there a motion to approve a master services agreement with Comcast Cable Communications Management LLC for Ethernet services at a cost not to exceed $39,496 over the 60-month term of the agreement, which shall begin on December 9, 2025, and continue through December 8, 2030? Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Coleman moves.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Coleman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is approval of a contract renewal with CPURX for website hosting and maintenance services and for new contingency planning services for possible technology emergencies. And we have, again, Carolina Roman and Matt Lynn.
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval to renew our contract with CPURX for continued Azure Government Cloud hosting and managed security services. CPURX, Inc. has supported the board's cloud and security infrastructure for several years. This contract renewal would maintain the existing service level commitments and includes engineering services to establish off-site backup, and will be able to replicate the board's servers to the Azure Government Cloud if we should need a disaster recovery platform. On September 30th, 2025, our contract with CPURX expired, and the vendor has been invoicing us monthly for services rendered. The Procurement Office is requesting to renew our contract with CPURX for a durational term of 36 months in the dollar amount not to exceed $259,143.28.
Okay. Any-
So this is a new contract, but it
Yes.
has the same terms as the old
It
contract?
does, but we've also added new services. And again, the new service that's being added is a disaster recovery, so in the event our servers were to go down, they would essentially jump in and facilitate that process in the interim.
The new service. Okay.
Okay. Everything's good. If there are no further questions, is there a motion to approve a services agreement with CPURX, Inc. for Azure Government Cloud hosting and managed security services at a cost not to exceed $259,143.28 over the 3-year term of the agreement, which shall begin on January 1st, 2026, and continue through December 31st, 2028?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Coleman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Coleman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is approval of a contract renewal with SOE for online election judge training services, and we have Carolina Roman and Community Services Manager Audra Lewicki.
Purchasing is requesting your consideration to approve a new subscription agreement with SOE Software Corporation for a 12-month term for online poll worker training services for judges of election. The board has been contracted with SOE, formerly CITL, since at least 2008 for its online poll worker training software. SOE previously had a 3-year agreement with the board to provide an online poll worker training tool. The agreement had an effective date of January 1st, 2022, with a new 1-year term with up to 3 options for renewal for up to 3 additional 1-year terms. Per the new agreement, SOE will include online video training courses for judges of election and other precinct poll workers, early voting personnel, election day field investigators, and nursing home voting personnel. Additionally, for HR compliance requirements, the agreement is also incorporating sexual harassment training, which will also be hosted within their site. Furthermore, SOE will provide support services, including a refresh of training content and technical support. Board staff has confirmed that service descriptions are sufficient, and historically, the board has been extremely pleased with SOE's performance and has exemplified professionalism and cooperation. Purchasing is recommending awarding a new agreement to SOE in an amount not to exceed $46,471 for a 12-month period.
Any questions?
Yes, how does this interact with, and perhaps this is Ms. Lewicki, how does this interact or coordinate with the judges' training, the other training? Is this in addition to?
Good morning.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's in addition to, so we use this as a refresher tool. Once the election judges have attended their training, they can review this closer to Election Day, since our training classes have to start a month in advance.
So they go online separately and
Correct.
use this service
Mhm.
in addition to the training? And you said they start a month earlier with these trainers?
The in-person training, yes.
So at one point, the in-person training stops, right?
Mhm.
And then if you have additional judges of election that we're hiring after that period of time, would they go for it in,
No, so the way we do it is every judge is required to attend an in-person training. And then the online training is used as sort of a supplement, a reminder closer to Election Day. Election judge training stops the Friday before the election. We typically release the online training about a week before the election. So those judges who are not taking training until the very end might see the online training before they go to the in-person.
Got it.
But for the most part, they do the in-person and then use online as a refresher.
okay.
It's not duplicative? Is it the same training that they're getting from the in-person
I
training?
think it's more of a refresher if a judge wants to take a class to
Correct.
refresh a
There
particular.
so there are videos that they can review to
Right.
remind them with the equipment, how to set it up. But then there are also some interactive features where they can move
Right,
forms
I've
around
taken
and
the
match
online
them.
training as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to figure out what the value added is.
It's a refresher for the folks who've attended training. So I think it's really important that they have something that they can see if they've taken a training a month before Election Day.
Mhm. Yep, okay. Is there a motion to approve a subscription agreement with SOE Software Corp. for online poll worker training services at a cost not to exceed $46,471 over the term of the agreement, which shall begin on January 1st, 2026 and continue through December 31st, 2026?
So moved by Commissioner Kodelman.
I'll second it for now. It's for the next year, right? Okay. Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next, we have a contract amendment with CDW to authorize an additional expenditure for expanded computer storage space for document archives. And Carolina and IT Manager Matt Lynn will make this presentation.
The Procurement Office is requesting your consideration and approval to amend the purchase agreement contract with CDW Government LLC. On November 26, 2024, the Board approved and ratified an agreement with CDW Government LLC as a subcontract under the City of Chicago Contract Number 105081 for the purchase of computer hardware, software licenses, and other technology goods and services. The IT manager, Matt Lynn, stated that the ID department is going through a long-planned technology replacement and upgrade in the 2025 off year. The approved agreement covered the first two-thirds of the project. On December 9, 2024, the Board approved and ratified an amended agreement for additional expenditures, including computer hardware, software, and licenses totaling an amount of $505,114.90. The services that were requested were intended to enhance the department's operational efficiency, communication capabilities, and network infrastructure, while also preparing for future technological advancements. On May 13, 2025, the Board approved and ratified a second amended agreement for additional expenditures, including computer hardware, software, and licenses totaling an amount of $282,021.66. The Procurement Office is requesting to approve and ratify a third amendment and approve the CDW contract specifically to purchase additional storage for the Board totaling an amount of $129,727. This is being purchased on an as-needed basis, which is contingent upon Board projects and provides ongoing secure file storage and archiving and protection against data loss. Please consider approving the third amendment for the purchase agreement with CDW Government LLC in the dollar amount not to exceed $1,901,352.24.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions?
Where are we on the full amount for IT conversion? The total amount needed? Mr. Lynn?
So I think we shouldn't be asking for additional money for CDW. I think this should be the last one this year. You know, but with this particular purchase, this is a little difficult to project because IT is...
It's a needed services because
Yeah.
we have onboarded a few projects, new projects, and also we included a few more backups, so it's taking a lot of storage space, so therefore we need expansions.
Right, but I thought earlier in the year we did a full overview of everything and that we did a heavy expenditure then as well.
Correct, those are all new equipments to, so that's what caused the expansion because of the new projects that we put in place. So we have new backup system, we have new servers, so we have to make backup of all the virtual servers, so that way we can back up to the CPIX and Cloud Azure.
Right, wouldn't that be part of the project planning and expenditures, expected expenditures going forward?
Well, at the beginning, we were projected during, you know, history trends and workloads, right? But then we didn't, this is unexpected factors that all this new equipment that we put in place that, you know, expands more storage space.
So we're on our third amendment, and where do we think we'll be this time next year?
Well, I'm starting to plan out the 2026 IT spending plan already, so I'm gonna present that to you guys. So I make sure that we just you know, make sure that all the spending at once instead of keep going back to the board and requesting new amendments,
And that-
approval.
Yeah,
spendings.
because going forward, I would think not only the board would want to know what we're looking at, but your department would want to know what kind of budget it needs going forward in
Under-
total.
Understood,
Right,
understood.
right. Okay.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve an additional expenditure of $129,727 with CDW-G for additional computer memory and storage space and related amendment to the board's existing contract with CDW-G, increasing the total purchase authorization to $1,901,352.24.
So moved by Commissioner Brown, based on the promises made.
Is there a second?
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is a small bid award to Event Equipment Rentals for the rental and delivery of tables and chairs for polling places. And we have Carolina.
Purchasing is requesting your consideration and approval of a bid award and contract to Event Equipment Rentals for furniture rentals, specifically tables and chairs, for polling places, including early voting sites, vote centers, and election day precincts. The furniture rental services are for the 2026 and 2027 elections. During the election cycle, the board runs various sites for early voting on election day. These various sites require the board to provide furniture according to the intended use of each site. Purchasing issued a small bid for the furniture rentals and received 3 bids. 1 bid was disqualified due to late submission. After conducting an evaluation, purchasing researched the lowest bidder, Icon Office Equipment, and determined they did not meet the evaluation criteria. Based on the references provided by the vendor, purchasing concluded that Icon Office Equipment would not be able to perform the services listed in the scope of work, as the work referenced was not comparable to the scale required by the board. In addition, the vendor was not registered to do business in the state of Illinois. Following this review, purchasing determined that Event Equipment Rentals was the most responsive and responsible bidder. The board has worked with Event Equipment Rentals in the past and therefore is confident that they have the capacity to secure the quantity of tables and chairs required for the 2026 and 2027 elections. Event Equipment Rentals has confirmed their capacity to fulfill and meet the board's furniture requirements in preparation for the elections. Purchasing recommends that a contract be awarded to Event Equipment Rentals for the 2026 and 2027 elections in the dollar amount not to exceed $811,906.20.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve a bid award and contract with Event Equipment Rentals for the rental and delivery of tables and chairs at a cost not to exceed $811,906.20 over the term of this agreement, which shall begin on January 1st, 2026 and continue through April 30th, 2027?
Commissioner Kogelman moves.
Is there a
Second.
second? Yes. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is a small bid award to Garvey's Office Products for ballot marking pens. Carolina?
The procurement office issued a small bid quote for Paper Mate Flare pens for the 2026 elections. The procurement office has reviewed, evaluated, and recommends award for the small bid request for quote Paper Mate Flare pens for the 2026 elections. The procurement office is recommending the award to Garvey's Office Products. The small bid was competitively bid. The award selection was based on comparative total cost, meeting the lowest bidder's requirements. In response to the small bid, the board received a total of 3 responses from the following vendors: Garvey's Office Products, Warehouse Direct, and Staples Advantage. Garvey's Office Products is the apparent lowest bidder to provide the board with Paper Mate Flare pens for the 2026 elections. Garvey's has proven to be reliable and responsible with providing the board with various office supplies.
Great.
Please consider granting the award for the small bid request for quote Paper Mate Flare pens to Garvey's Office Products in the amount not to exceed $61,740.
Thank you. Any questions? If not, is there a motion to approve the purchase of Paper Mate Flare felt tip ballot marking pens from Garvey's Office Products at a cost not to exceed $61,740 for up to 6,000 boxes containing 12 pens each?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kogelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kogelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is approval of a small bid award to Warehouse Direct for ballot paper for the board's touchscreen ballot marking machines. Carolina?
The procurement office requested quotes from 4 vendors for ballot paper for the 2026 elections. The paper will be used for the ballot on-demand printer during early voting for the 2026 elections. The procurement office has reviewed and evaluated the small order request for ballot paper for the 2026 elections and recommends awarding the purchase to Warehouse Direct. The small order was competitively bid and the award based on the lowest total cost, meeting all requirements. 4 vendors responded, including Warehouse Direct, Linden Meyer and Monroe, Staples, Warehouse Direct, and Specialty Paper and Supplies. Warehouse Direct submitted the lowest bid and has a proven record as a reliable and responsible supplier. Please consider granting the award for the small order procurement for ballot paper for the 2026 elections to Warehouse Direct in the amount not to exceed $56,335.
Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Kodelman moves to approve.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is approval of a professional services agreement with the following individuals and vendors for election judge training services. Banner Personnel, LHH, the LaSalle Network, Protivity, Candice W. Ayani, Daphne Alcide, Christy Denman, George Munoz, Steve Sislecki, Carmen Triche Colvin, and Julie George Windsor. Yeah, Carolina, sorry.
Last one, bear with me. The Procurement Office issued a request for qualifications for professional trainers for the upcoming March 2026 primary election and the November 2026 general election. The RFQ expressly sought 20 professional trainers to assist with educating and training election judges, coordinators, and other personnel for the upcoming 2026 elections. However, Community Services Manager Audra Lewicki has requested that contracts for professional service agreements be issued to 30 candidates. The Procurement Office concurs with this assessment that additional candidates should be included in the selection process. Based on historical experience, we have consistently seen candidates withdraw or become unable to commit to multiple election events. We also experience a relatively high rate of attrition for other unforeseen reasons. Including extra candidates will help ensure sufficient staffing and prevent the shorthanded situations encountered in previous years. The Procurement Office received RFQ submissions from 10 individuals, 2 were disqualified due to late submissions, and from 6 staffing agencies. The submitted resumes were reviewed and selected by Community Service Manager Audra Lewicki and Executive Director Sandra Espera. The Procurement Office is seeking board approval of professional service agreements for 7 individuals and 5 staffing agencies. Each individual would be paid $50 per hour. The staffing agency will be paid $50 per hour per worker. The contract shall be with the following agencies and individuals: Banner Personnel, LaSalle Network, LHH Recruitment Solutions, Protivity, and the individuals include Candice W. Ayani, Carmen Trish Colvin, Daphne Alcide, George Munoz, Julie George Windsor, Christy Denman, and Steve Salisky.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions?
Yes. All of these were vetted. I don't know whether to ask Mr. Wiki or Mr. Sparrow.
So, Ms. Lewicki, she reviewed the resume.
I reviewed the resumes for each of the candidates.
And
And these were the individuals who will be getting contracts, we've either worked with them before or they have great resumes. And then each of the staffing agencies, we selected resumes within the group that they submitted.
And the staffing agencies conducted their own background checks.
conducted their own. Have we had issues with these staffing agencies before
Not with the agencies themselves.
that are on here?
No, not to my knowledge.
No, I've not heard anything either.
And these persons are in addition to the training staff that you have. How many do you have training?
3.
3 full-time trainers?
Mhm.
And you ask for a pool of 30. They may or may not train, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it would be these that are named separately, as well as the balance of that will be made up from the staffing agencies?
Correct.
30. At $50 each. And Ms. Lewicki has vetted each of these persons to give us the best possible services. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve professional services agreements for training services at the rate of $50 per hour and with a durational term beginning January 1st, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2026 with Banner Personnel, LHH Recruitment Services, the LaSalle Network, Robert Half, Protivity, Candace W. Ayani, Daphne Alcide, Christy Denman, George Munoz, Steve Sisleki, Carmen Triche Colvin, and Julie George Windsor.
I'll make the motion, but prior to my making that motion, one quick thing I forgot about. Are there any issues open on these for anybody, or everything is closed for the trainers?
I'm not sure what you're asking with the question. To my knowledge is that they're pleased with everybody who's been selected.
Right, but there are no particular issues as far as employing those persons?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded, is there a second?
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is approval of a PSA with Janelle Hamilton for the management of the board's field supervisors and investigators, and we have with us Logistics Manager Clint Hurd. Good morning.
Good morning. We're looking for your approval for Janelle Hamilton. She's
Can
started
you
work.
just talk a little louder?
Okay, I'm sorry. We're looking for approval for Janelle Hamilton, a personal service agreement. She is our field supervisor for investigators during elections. She started with us back in 2014 as a field investigator, became a supervisor of a ward in 2022, and then moved on to being a supervisor over the entire election day process. As a supervisor, she has just been promoted to a lieutenant. So she started off with us as a officer, went to a sergeant, and now she's recently been promoted to a lieutenant. She is invaluable in her work ethic. She makes sure that all our needs are met. She's a hard worker, and she communicates well with our staff. She's very responsive in regards to our needs and foreseeing things that might come up with our team. So I think it's a good idea, and I will be pleased to have her back.
Okay. Any questions? No? Thank you. Is there a motion to approve a professional services agreement with Janelle Hamilton as a supervisor of the board's election day field supervisors and investigators at a rate of $90 per hour for Ms. Hamilton and $50 per hour for her subcontractor/assistant with total compensation not to exceed $65,000 over the term of the agreement, which shall begin on December 15th, 2025 and expire on December 14th, 2026.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next item is approval of a PSA with Derek Blada for lobbyists and legislative services, and we have Adam Lasker and Max Bever. Adam?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have been working since September of 2023 with Mr. Blada as a lobbyist. His services have been good, and his current contract expires at the end of this year, so we're requesting a renewal.
Same terms?
Same terms, yes.
Okay. Any questions?
I think I'm going to abstain from this one. I don't have the full documentation that I need.
Okay. Okay. What documentation are we missing?
There's some requesting information that I think I need further to
Okay.
consider further, so I'm abstaining.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve a professional services agreement with Blada and Associates LLC for legislative consulting and lobbyist services at the rate of $3,500 per month with a term beginning January 1st, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2026?
So moved.
Okay, and I will second. Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please, and Commissioner Brown abstains. Is there, okay, so it's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kugelman votes aye.
Commissioner Hernandez votes aye, motion passes. Next is an approval of a PSA with Lance Goff for election consultant services. And Adam?
Thank you. I think everybody in the room has heard of Lance Goff, our former executive director, and he's still willing to help provide us with service as a consultant. His contract also expires at the end of this year, and so it's been requested for renewal.
Okay, and I think Mr. Goff has been consulting, we've been consulting less and less with Mr. Goff, but he still is an asset to us in the sense of his historical knowledge and his connections with the community that allow us to tap into those whenever we need to. And so that is why we have a PSA today.
10:57 a.m.
Is there a motion? There is a motion to approve a professional services agreement with Lance Goff for election administration and legislative consulting at the rate of $80 per hour, not to exceed $100,000 over the term of the agreement, which shall commence on January 1st, 2026, and shall continue through December 31st, 2026. Is there a motion to
I
approve?
have a question.
Oh,
You didn't
I'm
answer.
sorry.
Yeah, the election administration, does that change from the other scope since initially it was a different scope? Has it broadened?
The language of the current scope is similar or identical to what was in the contract, but there used to be additional language about a transition from Mr. Goff to the next executive director. That language was removed a few years ago.
Right.
So this current scope of services has been the same for a few years now.
And we're leaving it for the same amount, or is that for a pool of professional consultancies?
I'm sorry, is
The-
it,
Are we leaving it for the same amount, or
The
is
pay,
it for a pool of consultants?
the pay rate for Mr. Goff is the same,
yeah, I don't think they've ever changed.
yeah.
No, yeah, but we've changed the scope of service.
Yeah, taking out the transitional duties.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But he does bill hourly, it's not a flat fee, so he submits.
Right, I know that, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve a professional services agreement with Lance Goff for election administration and legislative consulting at the rate of $80 per hour, not to exceed $100,000 over the term of the agreement, which shall commence on January 1st, 2026, and shall continue through December 31st, 2026?
So moved by Commissioner Brown, given the statements.
Okay? Is there a
Seconded
sec-
by
okay.
Commissioner Kugelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kugelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Okay. And we have an administrative adjustments to the boundaries of precincts 4 and 8 in the 44th Ward and precincts 11 and 12 in the 50th Ward. And we have a number of presenters here. And who will speak first? We have Sandra Spera, Brandon Pickens, and Rick Thurman.
So yes, we met. So yeah, we met with, myself with Rick,
Registration Department, Brandon Pickens and Clinton Hurd. We met with both alderpersons. Their request was to have some line adjustment to rebalance the number of voters in the 44th Ward. These were issues that were reported on Election Day, long lines and slow processing. These two precincts did have high rises, so the alderman, Bennett R. Lawson, requested a line adjustment. And staff redid their maps, and they were approved by the alderperson, as well as for the 50th. The 50th, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, staff, Deborah Silverstein requested a line adjustment to have, to ensure that 7061 North Kesey was a self-contained precinct. This was addressed, or it was previously requested with the previous executive director. However, we did meet. She requested and approved these changes, so we're requesting for the board to readjust those lines.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Pickens or Mr. Thurman, any additional information you'd like to provide at this time? Okay. Okay, that sounds great.
In this case, this is for the Ward 44 area.
Thank you.
And this one will show the Ward 50 area, especially since it has the buildings footprints. That'll help to kind of explain what's going on there with those buildings.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess like
So on the Ward 50, you have the green square. So can you explain that, how that changed, or?
Oh, okay. On the Ward 50 map, we have the red lines are the new precinct lines that we're proposing, and they are almost all laid on top of the current precinct lines because we're
Okay.
really only looking at one small change.
Okay.
So it may not be evident at this scale. This was originally a 2-foot by 3-foot map, and this is
Yeah.
8.5 by 11 shrunk down. So I'll try to, that green square in the middle is a park, and the area that we're having the change is immediately north or on top of that big green park. You may notice there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 building footprints to the left. That's along Kedzie. Those are Winston Tower condos. Those are already single building precincts. In this case, the building footprint that is to the immediately behind those is another Winston Tower, the 5th Winston Tower building, and they want to make that its own precinct just like the other Winston Tower condos. Currently, the building immediately north of that Winston Tower number 5, I believe is number 5. Let me stare at my notes. It's number 3. It's the one that is not on Kedzie, but it has a Kedzie address. And it's immediately north of the park. So currently, the building immediately north of it is a part of that same precinct. So it's a 2-building precinct. This will move that second building to the north to be a part of the neighboring precinct to their right or east. Now, in this case, the little green dots are the poll sites. So right now, the folks in that building that's going to move, they go immediately south to Winston Tower number 3. By making them part of this other precinct, they will go to Decatur Classical School, which is that building immediately
Yes.
east of Winston Tower 3. So now instead of going immediately south, they'll go immediately southeast. So they are still pretty close to their poll site. Apparently, this makes the folks in Winston Tower happy. Hopefully, it's okay with the folks in that. Well, I'm leaving that up to the alderperson as to having to deal with the feedback from the folks in that neighborhood. That's what they're requesting, and it seemed reasonable enough to us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions?
One additional thing to add, we will communicate with these voters this change with a new voter card, as well as an email and a letter similar to a change letter for polling places, just so everyone knows their precinct. No, it's not a big population, but we'll make sure to notify them.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to add also that Rick it'll take him a couple of days to upload the new maps on our website and get new maps.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the administrative adjustments to the boundaries of precincts 4 and 8 in the 44th Ward and precincts 11 and 12 in the 50th Ward as requested by the alderpersons of those wards?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is the adoption of the 2026 schedule of regular board meetings. Adam?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We are getting to the end of this agenda, so I thought we should start discussing having more of these meetings. Section 2.02 of the Open Meetings Act does require the board to adopt a schedule of regular meetings. There's been no request to change, so we're going to move forward in 2026 with regular meetings scheduled for the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month at 10 o'clock a.m. I've previously circulated the schedule, and we just look for your adoption now, please.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt and publish the board's 2026 regular meeting schedule with meetings to be held on the second and fourth Tuesdays of each month?
So moved by Commissioner Kotelman.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Now we'll hear from Mr. Lasker with the legal report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I welcome you, Commissioner Kotelman, to the board. Commissioner Kotelman is a previous hearing officer for our electoral board, as was Commissioner Brown. We've come to see that that's a great place for commissioners to get their start with the board. And then for the legal report, I've only got about 45 minutes worth of things to discuss.
Then I only have an hour.
We have 23 pending electoral board cases, as you know. As of this morning, we've got 8 that have had final recommendations come in from the hearing officers, so we're at about a third of our cases are going to be ready. We're scheduling that meeting for next week, Wednesday. We'll hopefully have even a few more on the agenda by then. All I can really report is that things have been going smoothly. I have not received, any big complaints. So John Powell and his electoral board staff, Delilah Smith with the records exams, I tip my hat to them again. Hopefully we'll continue to move smoothly. Otherwise, the meetings continue with staff preparing for the elections. We've also been meeting with state and federal and local partners like the State Board of Elections and law enforcement agencies as we prepare for the upcoming primary election.
Okay, thank you. If there are no questions, we will proceed now with financial reports. We have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the City of Chicago, a 2025 appropriation, number 25-07, dated November 25th, 2025, in the amount of $553,682.13. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. We also have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the County of Cook, a 2025 appropriation, number 25-07, dated November 25th, 2025, in the amount of $278,479.01. Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Kotelman moves to approve.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Has there been any requests for public comment? No requests today for public comment. Is there a need for executive session today?
Well, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, if not, thank you, Commissioner Kotelman, for your attendance. We look forward to having you here. And I will make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Hernandez votes aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.